is our perfect opportunity.
No, he told us to keep our down the hill. Why were you doing that? Can you do that again?
So,
Whoa! Stop it! No waving! No waving!
Roller coaster, you reach the top, you put your hands up. Got it? Okay.
Or you can go
Oh, we're going off road now.
Where the babies are.
it's getting serious now.
He's drawing his
Where the baby is.
Don't have to be mad. Come on now.
This is getting ready to get real.
Not on the map. I repeat, not
Crazy, don't you want a lot of gas going down the road? Look at where we're going.
Off-road.
Trucking.
Hey, Peyton, Peyton, look out.
Oh, Eric's going to come talk to us about the river.
Out of gas.
I'm going to stop right here real quick. If y'all look over to the left side of the trailer, you'll see some limestone bluffs.
That's pretty.
It's a little bit hard down there to see, but you can actually, if you kind of stand up and look, you'll see the river. And this is a duck river. The duck river is not a large river, but it's a very special river for a couple of reasons.
We know.
Hey.
Can't learn if you always
It's
learn.
not special.
But wait.
Mom doesn't
We
know.
know. I didn't hear.
Mom doesn't.
Oh, Mom doesn't know.
I've got one newbie, so it's okay. But the Duck River actually starts in Manchester, Tennessee, or up around Manchester, Tennessee, and it flows all the way through Middle Tennessee west toward the Tennessee River,
I'm gonna hold it.
where it joins up or meets with the Buffalo River in Perry County and flows into the Tennessee River. So it's a very, very long little small river, but we have lots of different fish that live here. Actually, some endangered species of fish.
Really?
Some that actually stopped a dam project over toward Columbia. It was the Columbia Dam project, which would have given us a lake almost all the way to the park. But they shut that down because they found some species that would have been harmed if they'd have continued with it. And that dam was, I think, about 90% complete.
Wow.
So there was a lot of that was a lot of money in that.
Oh my.
See, that's new information.
We also have in the Duck River a lot of species that are very sensitive to pollution and to erosion, which erosion is caused mostly by the farms that are along the river. And if you walk down to the river at our canoe takeout on any given day, you'd probably see our neighbors' cows coming right down. The river is their fence. They'll come down and they'll drink in the river and, splash around in the river and go back up to the farm. They really won't cross it. But things like that cause erosion and sediment in the river, which for fish and things that are a little bit faster, it really doesn't cause that big of a problem. But for freshwater mussels, which are basically clam-type organisms and small macroinvertebrates like a lot of the aquatic insects, a lot of insects that you don't think would be aquatic are like dragonflies, damselflies, Dobson flies, stonefly, mayfly. They all actually spend the majority of their life cycle under the water. So those little things can't go very fast, and when a lot of sediment comes along, it just covers them up and smothers them out and basically kills them. But in this river, we're really lucky to have so many species. We have more species of freshwater mussels than in every river in the entire continent of Europe in this one river. So it's wonderfully clean. It's an awesome little thing, and we're very proud to have it. If y'all get a chance, some of you that want to, there's some really good canoe liveries around in the area. I would definitely take a little trip on that. I've actually seen mink on the side of the river hunting frogs. they would kind of go along, and you'd see them jump in the water and catch a frog, and you kind of follow along. So you can see a lot of different things on the river, things that you probably never dreamed were there. Yes, sir.
Why is it called the Duck River?
I'm not really sure how it got its name. I do, however, know that there are a lot of ducks on this river. And if you float the river, you'll see. I mean, you'll come up on a bunch of ducks, and they'll fly up, and go down. You'll see geese. You'll see great blue heron. A lot of different species that live here. In the wintertime, there are always ducks on the river, and that's probably part of the reason. We've got a trail named Turkey Trail, and we named it Turkey Trail just because we always saw turkey on it. And in the fall, when the leaves come off, we have to go through about every 2 weeks and blow the leaves off the trail because the turkey come through and scratch, and they'll scratch the leaves back onto the trail. So they kind of cover it up.
So what are the endangered fish that are in the river?
There are several species of darter that are rare, endangered, that are found in the river. There's a snail darter, which was one of those species that they found down near the Columbia Dam. There's several species of freshwater mussel that are rare, endangered. There's actually one species of dragonfly that only lives here in this area along the Duck River. It's called the Tennessee clubtail dragonfly, and it's probably the rarest dragonfly in the world because it lives in such a small habitat, such a small area. And if you look over and you see the limestone rocks, I'm not sure if he talked about that this morning, but those rocks are actually an ancient sediment deposit from a shallow inland sea that covered this entire part of the state 400 million years ago. That was when dinosaurs were walking the earth. And if you look long enough, you'll find little fossils of ocean creatures actually in those sediments. We find crinoids, which lived on the bottom, and different things. I've known some people that have found trilobites and things like that. A lot of snails and saltwater clams. Pretty neat little tidbit. And that really gives Middle Tennessee its features because limestone is a very soft rock. It erodes easily, especially with acidic nature of the rain. It makes caves. If you go over to the campground and hike on the Hickory Ridge Nature Loop, we've got many sinkholes, which are really just caves that the roofs have fallen in. And you can actually go down in those, and it's really interesting this time of year because it'll be really hot up at the top. When you walk down in it, it's almost like walking down into a refrigerator. It's so cold, but the top is open. You can see the sky, but it's really a lot cooler down in it. If you park at the interpretive center, the Hickory Ridge Nature Loop takes off right in the center. And it's really interesting.
Did you walk